Family Bank has registered a 900 million shilling profit after tax for the 9 months to September, which is half of the profit earned by the bank last year. And the company's CEO again addressed the claims about the bank's stability, which have been circulating for the past few weeks. The management said they remain liquid above the statutory requirement, and the malicious rumour on the status of the bank can now be put to rest. Hudheifa Aden attended the briefing and has this report.
Family Bank says the drop in profit was weighed down by, among others, flight of deposits from Tier 2 to Tier 1 banks after the collapse of Chase Bank earlier this year. The lender also linked the increase in interest expense from 2 billion to 3.3 billion shillings in the period to the shrink in profits.
One that sticks out is obviously the profit before tax. Our PBT as at the end of quarter 3 2016 is 1.458 billion shillings, which, because of what I've just explained within the macroeconomic environment, is a drop from the 2.731 that we did in 2015 equivalent.
The mid-tier bank's net interest income rose modestly from 5 billion to 5.48 billion shillings, coming in the wake of the capping of interest rates by the Banking Amendment Act of 2016. Operating expenses stood at 5.8 billion shillings due to investment in more branches. The bank intends to open 7 more branches by the end of the first quarter next year.
The operating expenses up by about 2.6 billion. This is largely on account of our expansion program, where we are investing, and there are attendant costs to that.
The bank also recorded a growth in customer numbers and cited the launch of M-Visa, the partnership with Visa, earlier this year as a frontier for growth. They have registered over 2,000 merchants so far. Last month, the lender announced a voluntary early retirement of some of its workforce as part of efforts to cut down on cost.
So the voluntary early retirement was driven mainly as part of the cost containment and also looking for higher efficiencies.
In terms of liquidity ratio, the bank stands above the statutory requirement and hopes this will restore customer confidence.
In September, we closed at a liquidity ratio of about 24-25%. The minimum statutory ratio is 20%. So when then people come and allege that, the bank is suffering from liquidity issues, is really totally, completely malicious and is not true.
Family Bank says it remains strong and stable, this being affirmed by its fairly good financial position, despite rumours on its imminent closure by the central bank. Going forward, the bank says it will leverage on technology to realise its revenue growth. Hudheifa Aden, NTV Business, Nairobi.